All right, Shalom Akim. I would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakudash. I also want to give double honor to our apostles of great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahab behind the camera. Hey, today I want to go into being aged, okay? Because you've heard of things like cheese that's been aged and is of a higher quality. You've heard of wine and certain liquor. It's priced at a higher amount because it's what? Aged. So when it's aged, it has a higher worth. And if you've also probably heard of the saying, women age like milk and men age like wine, because you have certain things that has this higher approval rating at its infancy or at its youth. Then you have certain things that has this higher worth or value during this duration of time, after a certain length of time, man. And the question is, how have you aged in this truth, man? Are you a man? Have you been a man that aged like milk, or were you a man that aged like wine in this truth, man? Okay. So from that, I'm going to get Hebrews 5:14. Strong meat, so like, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So age is very important in this truth, man. Right? Because you've had certain men who have come into the knowledge, and honestly, they've aged like milk. Men that me and the elder behind the camera have looked up to. Okay? Men that, you're on a conference call and your spirit is in awe because of the knowledge that they're spewing out, man. But they've aged like milk in the sense that they didn't increase in quality over time. All right? That's why it says, let me see if I can find it right quick. I think it's 1 Corinthians 8 about knowledge puffeth up. Okay? So you don't want to have the spirit of milk or aging like milk in this truth. You want to have the spirit of wine, man. You want to age over time. 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 2. I'm sorry, 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 1. Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edified. And when you have knowledge, you get appraisal. You get these platforms and you get appraisal from men. And you've had men who knew precept after precept, and they could link every article, literally every article, A, N, and the, with another precept, man. And had younger men in all, man. But they aged like milk because their foundation was very eye-catching, for lack of better words. Yeah. Their foundation drew a lot of men to them, but their ending was basically destruction. Okay? Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Their ending was destruction because they aged like milk, man. All right? Age is very important. Aging is very important, man. But also, on the contrary, let me see if I can find that scripture as well. Somewhat going off the spirit now. You've also had men that had the reverse foundation. All right? They had the reverse foundation, okay?
Baba Kushab, if I could add something.
Yep.
Because aging is going into growing.
Yeah.
Growing in the truth. Like you said, how men age like wine, they become more valuable over time because of their resources,
Yep.
What they gather in this life, whether it's intelligence or things on a physical level, a man's inheritance, but
yep.
Hey, pertaining to us in the truth, we did that in the spirit.
We've gathered those resources. We've had the resources, all right, and we had the experience. Mm-hmm. And you can't look up experience. You can't Google or Blue Letter Bible experience.
That's what ages you.
That's what ages you, and that's what grows you, and that's what, like you said, ages you, and that's how you become more valuable, because you've accumulated that experience, which in the spirit is like wealth. Mm-hmm. Which in the physical world, a man accumulating resources in the physical world makes him more valuable over time. That's why statistically, women are attracted to what? Older men. And men, when they're older or they are aged, they attract more women, more resources. But us in the spirit, all right, we've accumulated more resources in the form of what? Wisdom and experiences. All right, so we've evolved. Mm-hmm. We're not as simple and undiscerned as we were when we first came in. All right, and then when I say we, I mean just the brothers who've aged in general, and ultimately the apostles, okay? The elder apostles. But on the contrary, as opposed to men who've aged like milk, these are certain men who've aged like wine in the truth, and their foundation was like wine. First, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse, let me see, 11. There is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Because you've had men who are now elders or elder apostles who, when they first came into the knowledge, especially certain elders, they weren't the ones that scored the highest on those tests they took back in One West. I wasn't there when that happened, but this is the account that was conveyed to me. Some of those men that scored the highest scores, man, they couldn't recall precepts from the back of their minds, but they were sincere, all right? And I'm willing that they are the elect, all right? But they didn't have that, they didn't skyrocket in the truth like that and had flying colors.
They didn't draw all those crowds.
They didn't draw those crowds when they spoke, okay? Sirach 11:11, once again. There is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability. And wanting ability means lacking ability, okay? And full of poverty, yet the eye of Yahweh looketh upon him for good and set him up from his lower state. Because setting him up from his lower state was slowly over the process of time, he slowly evolved in the knowledge, or he aged in the knowledge, all right, through correction, through chastisement, all right, through pains and you know, trial and error, man. But he over time he grew, man. Okay. And most importantly, he stepped out of his comfort zone of just knowing information and actually experiencing certain things, then applying what he read to his life. All right. And from there, I'm going to go to, this is probably the final scripture. All right. Get Titus chapter 2, verse 2. The aged men, Titus 2:2, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. And it says the aged men, and basically he has a balanced spirit, and it makes sense because if you have a child in the physical world, you actually have a child. A child is very impulsive, and he's instinctive, and all thing he cares about his needs and wants. And a child falls and cries, and he's stubborn, and he's hard-headed. And some brothers, they come into the truth like that, right? You first come into the knowledge, you G.I. Joe Israelite, you mean mugging every Israelite. You mean mugging every Edomite, every heathen. You walking out the door, Edomite's behind you, you don't hold the door for him, you slam it in his face. You all hyper aggressive to the Ishmaelite at the corner store, and you think that's how you gotta be, all right? Because you're not seasoned, you're not balanced, all right? You're cursing out your woman unnecessarily, you're cursing out all your family members unnecessarily. You want to tell everybody at work about the knowledge. You got fired because you was mean to an Edomite at work. Hey, man, you weren't aged, man. You might have had knowledge, but you weren't aged. But through the process of time, through corrections, all right, maybe suspicions, all right, through certain experiences and trial and errors, and you sitting there and internalizing your actions, you start to realize what's right and what's wrong, and you started to what? Become aged.
That's it.
And it didn't happen overnight. So I'm going to read that again. Titus 2:2, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's an example of what it means to be aged. And we want to make sure that in this knowledge, we're not aging like milk. We're aging like wine. We're aging like steak. We're aging like cheese. That over a period of time, we become more valuable. We have more worth through our knowledge and experiences that Yahweh Shema Shai gave to us. But with that, do you have any closing statements?
That's it.
And with that, we hope you brothers are edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Double honors once again to our apostles, the great millstone, Ruel. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. To the next time, Shalom.